Hi viewers, and welcome to the racing based preview of Memsie Stakes Day. That's right, Group 1 racing is back. Spring's just around the corner, so stay tuned to our weekly previews or head to racingbase.com or bettingpro.com.au and we'll have all the feature races covered throughout the Spring Carnival and try to keep finding the winners. So this week, I don't have a jockey helping me out or Rick Chapman to throw back to, but if there's a good part of that, the last three previews I've done flying solo, we've turned a profit for the day. So let's hope I haven't jinxed myself and we can make it 4 in a row and make some profit this Saturday. So off to the big one, the Group 1 Memsie Stakes. A tough race, a quality field as you would expect for any Group 1 race. Now, inside gates have played a big part in this race over the last 30 odd years. Barriers 3, 4, 5 and 6 have produced 17 of the past 32 winners, which is a massive stat. I think this year's winner will be coming from one of those barriers again. The Chris Waller trained Boban has drawn barrier 5. We'll come into 4 if the second emergency doesn't get a run, and I think Boban's primed to run a big race. Chris Waller's just said his trials were great. He saw what he expected to see. He looks much better suited stepping out over 1400 this campaign as opposed to flashing home over 1200 metres in his previous few. Last campaign, we saw him win a Group 1, first up over 1350, and if he can get the box seat somewhere just ahead of midfield, I think Boban will be powering over top of him, and he really is the class 1400 metre horse in this race. Vault, Stock and Barrel looks a bit of a danger, especially if it gets wet. And if it does get to somewhere worse than a soft 5, maybe stay clear of Boban and look at a Vault, Stock and Barrel or entirely Platinum. But if it stays on the better side of a soft 5, stick with Boban. The feature race in Sydney, the Run to the Rose, looks an intriguing event. Chris Waller looks to have a stranglehold on this one as well. He's got the in-form Japanisme lining up for a 5th consecutive win. Press statement, the stable rate as the best colt in the country. He's got a big task ahead of him with 60 kilos first up, and Liam Pryor from the Waller Stables said he's a bit soft, he's a bit underdone going into this one, so I think it may pay to stick with the in-form Japanisme, who's been running great times. You can't argue with winning form. And if there's one clue that I've picked up over the last couple of weeks with this horse is Chris Waller said before his last start, if this horse can win the San Domenico, we might have a Group 1 horse on our hands. Now, that seemed a clear admission that the horse still had room for improvement, where some people might think he's ready to train off. If he improves, he doesn't really need to improve to be winning, but if he does, he should be winning this comfortably on what should be a soft to heavy track, and being by Choisir, he'll really appreciate it. So the two features, I think will both go to Waller on the weekend, Boban in the Memsie and Japanisme in the Run to the Rose. Now, sticking at Rosehill Gardens, a couple of other best bets around the program. Race 2, Centre Pivot's come up as the favourite. He doesn't like the wet at all. The Joe Pride trained Adorable meets him 4 kilos better off after finishing 4 lengths behind him last start. This mare peaks 3rd and 4th up every campaign. She's super consistent in that way. Comes into this race after 2 great runs and a bit unlucky as well in one of them. At $8, I think Adorable looks a great value chance in the second event at Rosehill Gardens. The best of the day comes up in race 3, the Gay Waterhouse trained River Wild. This son of Fastnet Rock was sensational winning at Kembla on debut. He bolted in by 6 lengths, eased up in the last 100 metres, ran some sizzling sectionals. This horse should have been $1.20 or $1.30. At $1.90, I think he looks great value and should just win. Jump, go to the front, and as I said, just win. One more, a favourite of mine returns on Saturday, 50 Shades of Grey. This horse has done nothing wrong by me in the past. She always runs a cracking race. She'll drop out to last. Wet conditions will suit, and she'll be flying at the finish. Whether she gets there or not is another question. But at $9, I'm willing to risk it. I'm hoping there's enough pace in the race that 50 Shades of Grey will get a suitable tempo and fly over the top of them late. Over to Melbourne, got a couple of standouts there, I think, as well. The Mick Price trained, summer tested, can get punters off to a good start in race 1. Put in a good run first up, drops in weight, looks really suited with Craig Newitt on board. Froggy's ridden this horse 3 times with 2 wins and a second. The favourites copped a fair bit of weight, while Price's mare is down to 54 and just looks extremely well suited. Decent price at $4.60 as well. So hopefully Summer Tested can get us off to a good start at Caulfield. One other one for the Caulfield program, Ballpoint, who's been he's a talented horse. He's been frustrating. He's now with the Tony McAvoy stable. I seen this horse trial a few weeks ago. Spoke to Damien Oliver after the race, who trialled him, and Ollie didn't seem too confident about any of the horses he trialled that day, but Ballpoint, he seemed pretty confident. He suggested that he'd be extremely hard to beat wherever he went. He comes up against a really good one in Rich Enough, but I think if Rich Enough's off his game after a year layoff, which he looks fine after 2 impressive trials, but a year layoff, if there's going to be a chink in his armour, it'll be this week. And I think in an 8-horse field will suit Ballpoint. And at $13 and $3.20 for the place, I think you'd be silly not to have something each way on Ballpoint. So there we go, 2 feature races covered. Some best bets for Caulfield and Rosehill Gardens. I hope I've put you guys onto a winner. Best of luck on Saturday, everyone. Enjoy some great racing and tune back in next week. Okay, bye for now.